When guitar legends Billy Gibbons and Jimmie Vaughan team up with Tedeschi Trucks Band, the stage explodes with blues magic you've never felt before. The warm glow of stage lights washes over the crowd as the opening notes ring out, slow, soulful, dripping with bluesy swagger. The air hums with anticipation. On stage, Tedeschi Trucks Band lock in, guitars ready, rhythm tight, drums simmering like embers before they explode. In come ye unmistakable slide guitar tone, raw and wounded and electrifying. That's the first taste of Palace of the King, and right away, you know you're in for something special. Moments later, the spotlight snaps on to a lone figure stepping forward, Billy Gibbons. His silhouette framed by light, his guitar strapped on low. The audience cheers, breath held in suspense. When he strikes the first chord, it's like lightning splitting the sky. Gritty, weathered, saturated with decades of rock and roll attitude. Gibbons doesn't just play, he commands. His fingers move with a lazy confidence, bending strings, coaxing out cries and growls, each note dripping with soul. But that's not all. From the side, another spotlight, and there strides Jimmie Vaughan, cool and unhurried, guitar in hand. His presence softens, yet deepens the tonal palette. Where Gibbons roars, Vaughan whispers. His style is smoother, more liquid, like bourbon after a hard day, smoky, warm, full-bodied. When he chimes in, the two guitarists trade licks, weaving around each other in a dance. Sharp staccato bursts from Gibbons, liquid bends and voice-like slides from Vaughan. It's conversation through strings. Meanwhile, Tedeschi Trucks Band hold the fort. Their rhythm section, bass deep and insistent, drums like a heartbeat, pulses under the lead guitars, giving shape to chaos, grounding the storm. The keys swirl in behind, adding texture. A wash of organ or piano that fills the gaps, bathes the souls of its listeners. And vocals, powerful, soulful, cut through, giving flesh to the bones of the music. The sound is wide, full, like a cathedral built from notes and emotion. As the song builds, the intensity grows. What started as a smoky backroom blues jam evolves into a full-on revelation. Gibbons digs into his bag of tricks, wah slides, gritty bends, a voice in his guitar that seems to groan with history. Vaughan responds with subtlety, a crying bend, a gentle vibrato, a mournful hum. Sometimes together, sometimes apart, but always connected, their guitars call and answer, challenge and embrace. On stage, the energy is electric, but offstage, you can almost sense the history. Decades of blues and rock lineage converging in this one moment. Palace of the King isn't just a song, it's a shrine, and these men, its worshipers. Gibbons brings the outlaw swagger of rock blues. Vaughan brings the deep Texas soul blues legacy. Tedeschi Trucks Band brings modern power and emotion, all colliding, blending, igniting. For the crowd, it's a ride. Heads nod slowly at first, then bodies begin to sway. Feet start tapping, shoulders groove. The room warms with movement. Eyes close, some raising fists or waving lighters. Some clap in rhythm, others yell out in joy. When Gibbons hits a searing solo, that signature growling tone, there is gasps, cheers. People lean forward as if trying to catch every note before it flees into the air. Then Vaughan takes over. His solo doesn't punch, it seeps, it flows. It evokes dusty roads, neon lights, back porch nights under Texas stars. His fingers slide smoothly across frets, the notes linger, sigh, then fade, like smoke curling upward, intangible yet burned into memory. Through it all, the band moves as one organism. No hesitation, no ego clash, instead synergy. The bass holds firm, the drums push and pull, the keys shimmer, vocals soar. The guitars, though distinct, merge into a tapestry. You don't hear separate players so much as a collective soul crying out. At one point, the lead guitar fades, and suddenly it's the organ that takes over, fills the space with warmth, a swirling cloud behind the vocals. The singer leans into the mic, voice rich, gravelly, emotional, singing lines that feel ancient yet urgent. The lyrics about love, loss, yearning, triumph or defeat hit deep. In that moment, time seems to slow. The entire audience breathes as one. Then the crescendo. Drums roll, guitars flare, keys soar. The interplay intensifies, faster licks, sharper bends, soaring runs, thunderous chords. Gibbons and Vaughan feed off each other, trading solos, dueling, but never fighting, more like storytelling. The band holds tight, building momentum, sending waves of sound rippling through the audience. A final, lingering note, held just long enough to shiver the spine. The lights flicker. Silence, but only for a beat. Then the cheers crash like a tidal wave, and the crowd erupts moving. They're not ready. They don't want it to end. After the song, Gibbons raises his guitar high. Vaughan nods. The band exhales. The moment hangs. The energy is thick, alive, almost sacred. For every person watching, this isn't just a performance. It's an experience, a rite, a memory etched in sound and soul. So if you're watching this video, and you should be, let's rewind for a second. Picture the early days, smoky bars, wooden floors, battered amps, a couple of guys with worn guitars pouring their hearts out to a dim crowd. That's the origin of blues. That's where Palace of the King comes from. Now, imagine decades of evolution, of rock, soul, jazz, modern electric blues, all flowing forward, colliding, transforming. That collision is what you see now. That's the magic of seeing legends like Billy Gibbons and Jimmie Vaughan join forces with a powerhouse like Tedeschi Trucks Band. Because this isn't nostalgia, this isn't a tribute, it's something living, breathing. It's proof that the blues, the raw emotion, the heartbreak, the yearning, the catharsis still matters. It still burns. And when it's done right, when it's played by masters who respect its roots but have the courage to push it forward, it hits with power. It pulses. It ignites. Watching Gibbons' fingers dance, Vaughan's bends cry, hearing that bass groove and drums pound, you feel alive. You feel connected, as if you're part of something bigger than yourself. Maybe you've never been to a bar filled with smoke and heartbreak, but in this moment, you feel like you have. Maybe you've never loved or lost or wondered or hoped, but this music makes you feel those things deeply. And that, ultimately, is the beauty of live performance. When sound becomes emotion, when strings become voices, when musicians become storytellers. Watching Tedeschi Trucks Band with Billy Gibbons and Jimmie Vaughan perform Palace of the King is more than watching a concert. It's witnessing history. It's feeling the lineage of blues. It's hearing heartbreak and hope, sorrow and strength, all wrapped in a chord. So if you ever thought blues was old-fashioned, dusty, done, watch this. Watch those guitars. Watch the rhythm. Watch the fire in their eyes. Because what you see and hear isn't nostalgia. It's inheritance. It's legacy. It's alive. When the final chord fades and the applause falls like rain, you sit there, heart racing, breath shallow. You realize you've just been part of something rare, something real, something unforgettable. And if the night is quiet afterward, the echoes of that performance still vibrate inside your bones, in the room, in the silence. That, my friend, is Palace of the King. That's blues. That's soul.